Hello, my name is Alison, and I have a lot to say about movies. From lists and stories to celebrities I love to look at and those who drive me crazy. Join me as I talk about whatever's on my mind at the moment. Welcome to Say Anything with Alison. Hey guys, welcome to Say Anything with Alison. I am Alison, and it's been a little bit since I had something to say. I mean, I guess I always have something to say, but I've just been a little busy with work and life, and you guys know how that is. But I recently saw a new movie, and this isn't going to be a review of that movie, but it got me thinking about this particular director's past films and how they are hit or miss. And a lot of people have various thoughts about his movies and opinions. So I am talking about Mr. M Night Shaymalan. Pretty sure that's how you say it, Shaymalan. Yeah. And I went to go see his new film called Knock at the Cabin. Or sometimes, as I like to say, I have this thing where I like to mix movie titles together. And I think at one point I called it A Knock at the Cabin Door in the Woods. No, A Knock at the Door in the Cabin of the Woods. I don't know. I mixed one of the great movies from the past couple of years, Cabin of the Woods, with this one. But no, this is just called I'm sorry, it's not even A. It's just Knock. It's just Knock at the Cabin. I don't know why I'm putting A in front of it. I guess I want to make it a full, complete sentence, but no, it's just Knock at the Cabin. So Shyamalan's movies, in my opinion, they are hit or miss. And for me, over the last few years, it's been kind of steady, where it's one I really like and the next one I don't like and the next one I like. So it's like off and on. So being that the last movie that he put out I did not like, I had high hopes for Knock at the Cabin based on my track record. He is known for being the type of director that basically should put, spoiler alert in front of his reviews or reviews on his movies, or he likes the twists and turns. He likes to shock you, and he likes to put this crazy twist at the end that no one saw coming, which I respect. We were first introduced to him back in 1999 with The Sixth Sense. And I mean, I don't know one single person who has ever said, that Sixth Sense movie, didn't like it. Or, that Sixth Sense movie, I knew exactly what was going on from the moment that movie started. I mean, I call bull crap, because that film, it was just one of the first films in a really long time. I mean, the only other one I can think of that fooled a lot of people that just immediately comes to mind would be something like Psycho, would be Hitchcock. And I'm sure that Hitchcock is Shyamalan's one of his idols, and he probably watched all of his films and studied them, and he takes a lot from Hitchcock. But you can't tell me when you finally saw Sixth Sense that wasn't just a great movie. I mean, no one saw that coming. And that changed films going forward, because the second that audience left the opening weekend of Sixth Sense, everybody knew the twist. Everybody wanted to tell the twist. Everybody wanted to talk about it. And if you didn't go see that movie the next week, you were screwed, because you probably found out what the twist was at the end. There is a really good story that I have heard a bunch of times, and I think it's hysterical. I'm sure if you guys have listened to the podcast, you've heard it too. My co-host Roman, it was spoiled. I'm laughing because it's so funny. The plot twist of The Sixth Sense was spoiled by his sweet mom, who I love dearly. And she didn't know. I think the whole thing, you think as many times as I've heard this, I would know it word for word, but I believe the story is he was getting ready to go on a date to this movie and she had already seen it and she basically just spoiled the whole thing before he even saw it. I don't know. It's just funny. And I can just picture her doing it. She's just so sweet and innocent. So I don't know if Renee listens to this, but Renee, keep spoiling movies to Roman because I think it's funny. But it was just after that movie, then all of his movies going forward, we knew to expect a plot twist, right? We knew that he was going to shock us with something. And for me, and I'm sure many others, the more I would watch his films, I would go in saying, okay, let's see if I can figure out what the plot twist was. And that's not fun, right? I mean, for me, it's not. I should be going in not knowing much about the movie, not having a preconceived notion, and just enjoying the film. And for somebody to sit there and try to watch this 2-hour movie and being like, oh, I wonder if this person's really dead, or I wonder if this is really a man, or in trying to figure out what the twist is, that doesn't make that person enjoy the movie. And it's taken a few years of me watching his films to just try and relax. I still want to try and figure it out because that's how I am. I don't know if it's because of all the years I've played Clue or all the horror movies that I have just been so just upset with because I can figure out who the killer was, that I'm just broken. I don't know. Not Unbreakable, which is a movie we're going to talk about. But I don't know. I just need to sit back and just relax and look at the character develop and act like I have no idea what's going on. And which I kind of did with this new movie. I was proud of myself. So he hasn't made a ton of films, right? He makes one every couple of years. But what I thought I would do is go through his IMDb for all the movies that he's directed. And I want to revisit them and see if I liked them, if I should give them another chance, how I felt about them, and kind of get a tally of, in my mind, how many were good and how many were crappy. Because I think he's a good filmmaker. I think that, I don't know if somebody's just in his ear, always trying to get him to understand that he has to make the next Sixth Sense, right? Or he has to make the next good, crazy movie, and all these other people are taking after him, trying to make twists and turns, and he always has to try and stay relevant. Or maybe this is all him, I mean, he writes the stuff too, but some of the movies just were big misses for me. And I think that it has turned a lot of people off on his movies. So we're going to start with his first big movie. IMDb has these 2 movies that are like his first movies that I've never heard of before: Wide Awake and Praying with Anger. Praying with Anger. That sounds kind of mean. Like, I can just picture somebody like, "Dear Lord, I really need this week to go well." Like, he's so angry. But we're not going to talk about those 2. We're going to start with Sixth Sense. That is the movie that basically made him kind of a household name, at least for back in the 90s and late 90s, and put him on the map. Okay, so The Sixth Sense, hands down, his best movie to date. I stand by that. Nobody knew what was coming. Bruce Willis was great. Everybody was great in that movie. It shocked us, right? We didn't know the twist. I'm not even going to say the twist. And I know everybody has probably seen this movie, but I'm not going to say it just because there might be one millennial or one person listening to this that is like, I've never seen The Sixth Sense. Go see The Sixth Sense and tell me that didn't blow your mind. So Sixth Sense, good. So that's in the good pile. Next, we have Unbreakable, which was the start of the trilogy that he made. Unbreakable, great movie. Another Bruce Willis movie. He likes Bruce Willis. So that was a good movie. I haven't seen it in a really, really long time. I think I've only seen it twice. I probably should have watched it before I watched the next 2 that he did, Split and Glass, because they were all in a kind of like a trilogy. They all went hand in hand. So I don't really remember Unbreakable that well, but I do remember it was a good film. Okay, so next we have 2002, Signs. Now, we're going to pause here for a little bit. So many people, in fact, everybody I know loves this movie, right? They think it's probably next to Sixth Sense. They think it's probably his best film. Um, Nobody agrees with me, and here's why I wanted to do this, because when I left Knock at the Cabin door in the cabin, whatever, I thought to myself, I might need to give Signs another chance. I haven't seen it since 2002, 20 years. Okay, I've only seen it once. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie up until a certain part. Okay. And I have read that some people feel the same way as me. Signs was it was very unsettling and very creepy to me. The little girl and knowing that there's aliens out there, but we never saw them, right? That's the thing. That was what was scary to me. We would only see this brief glimpse of them walking by the window or on the TV. That was scary as hell. The end is where it got me. Then we saw like what the alien looked like, and it was too long. It was too much, and it took the mystery away from me. And is that kind of petty? Yeah, maybe. But after that, I was like, forget this movie. I'm so mad. I don't like it. So I think I need to watch it again, just knowing that he tried to make it kind of scarier by showing the alien. In my opinion, it was too much. Um, but they did that in Independence Day, right? They showed two aliens sitting up in the spaceship, kind of like, waving their hand at Will Smith, like, hey-o. But I don't know. I guess I just didn't want to see the alien. I only wanted to see little glimpses of him. It was making it scarier for me. So I'm going to put that in the bad pile, but I'm going to watch it again and let you guys know. Next, 2004, we have The Village. Okay, another movie that had so much potential. This movie was creeping me out the entire time. Adrian Brody, when he was he was good, but he was kind of like eerie. I think he had a learning disability. And once you hear about the plot twist, you probably understand why most of these people were a little, off-putting or had problems. But the movie was creepy. There was like a creepy creature that was dressed up in branches and crap that kind of looked like a hedgehog that would go around at night. You're thinking, man, this is so cool. It's like set back in like old village times, and they're isolated, and it's like olden days. So when I was younger, my school went to this place called Heritage Village, and it was where people that didn't have like electricity and stuff lived, and we'd go through their house and stuff. And I don't know, I don't really like history, but it was kind of cool. And this is what it reminded me of, right? Like people who have to churn their own butter and make their own shoes and clean their clothes on a washboard and things that I don't want anything to do with. But then there was this creepy guy that was like, trying to hurt him at night. And I remember Sigourney Weaver was good, and William Hurt and Joaquin Phoenix. It was all really, really good. Bryce Dallas Howard. Then the twist came, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. No, like you duped me, and you duped me not good. I don't like the twist. I don't like it at all. Yeah, no. And the fact that, okay, they were really living in current times, but they were just trying to like isolate themselves from everybody else. That's not cool. And then it wasn't even a scary monster. It was Adrian Brody's character. No, I was very disappointed. So no, Village is no bueno. Next, Lady in the Water. Okay, so now we have two back-to-back movies that I didn't like. Lady in the Water. I can't even remember that movie. I know that Bryce Dallas Howard was in it again. He likes to work with the same people. This movie I didn't like this at all. So I don't even remember the twist, but not good. After that, The Happening. The Happening. Mark Wahlberg. What's going on? Like, I think that the thing with this movie was the air, maybe, or the bugs or the plants. I don't know. Air and bugs and plants were out to get us. This was really bad. So now we're on like 3 or 4 back-to-back not so good movies. And I'm like, ooh, maybe I don't like him anymore. And at this point, I think this is when he started becoming kind of like a joke. Maybe that was just in my world, but I think that other people were like, oh, that guy, he's kind of lost his marbles. And so next we have The Last Airbender. No, I think this is probably the worst film he ever did. I remember falling asleep in this movie. I think that they were supposed to have multiple movies after this, and because it bombed so bad, they're like, no. Yeah, it's not good. I don't know. Was this movie based The Last Airbender? Is that like an anime or a cartoon? I know Adam and everybody is probably like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't know that. Whatever it was, it didn't make me want to watch the original, but I don't know. The premise was cool, but the movie was not good. So that's another bad. So for those of you keeping score at home, we have 4 bad movies and 2 good movies. So we're not on a good roll. And we're about to get even worse because in 2010, he gave us Devil. Yes, Devil. He didn't direct this movie. I believe he just produced it, but he was involved in it, and I believe he wrote it. Oh, there's not much to say about that. These people are stuck in an elevator. I'm pretty sure Roman's the only person that I know that liked this movie. So we're going to add that. I won't add that in the bad pile because he didn't direct it, but I don't know. He had something to do with it, so maybe I should. Let's see. What's next? After Earth. Ooh, After Earth with with Jaden Smith and his dad. Oh, did I see this? I think I did. I don't think this movie was bad, right? I don't know. Maybe this is why Jaden Smith decided to be a rapper, a rapper rocker person. I don't know. I might need to revisit this movie. I can't say, I can't put it in the good or bad pile. I don't know. But next, we finally redeem ourselves. Yay. We have 2015's The Visit. This was a great horror movie. They visit the grandparents. And I cannot tell you any more about that because it's a good twist. Good twist. Good plot twist that I didn't see coming. I'm going to put that in the good pile. So we got 3 good ones. All right. Next, we have Split. Fantastic. James McAvoy. So good. This was the quote unquote sequel to Unbreakable. He had multiple personalities. He was really good, really scary. And I believe that might have been one of the first times that we were introduced to Anya Taylor-Joy, who is just kind of blowing up right now. She was in The Menu, and she was in the Netflix show, The Queen's Gambit, which I cannot say enough about. It's one of my favorite shows ever. So Split, good. I'll put Split in the good pile. Okay, you guys, we're 1 up now. We got 5 good and 4 bad. All right, next we have Glass. I didn't really like Glass that much. I'm kind of like, meh. It's neutral. I'm going to put it in the neutral pile. We didn't have a neutral pile, but now we do. Glass. So now we brought back Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, and Bruce Willis, and all 3 of their, characters. I don't even remember their characters. Were they like Mr. Purple or Mr. I don't remember. Oh, maybe one of them was Mr. Glass. See, I don't even remember some of these movies, and that's the problem. But I remember this being my least favorite in the quote unquote trilogy. Next, we have Old. This is one of his newest ones. It came out last year. Sorry, 2021. Pure garbage. Good premise. The twist, it was kind of cool. It was like, okay, I could see people really doing this in real life. But the acting was bad. The acting and writing is what got me. Like the dialogues between the people and the special effects weren't good, but it had a good premise. I just think that it got lost somewhere. So I'm going to put that in the bad pile. After that, I can't put this in a good or bad pile because it's a TV series, but he is also a director and writer of an Apple TV show called Servant. It's on the 4th season. I got suckered in and I'm watching it right now. I'm catching up with season 4. It's got Rupert Grint and some other people you probably have never heard of. It's kind of eerie and kind of creepy and spooky, and it's got those crazy twists that Shyamalan's good at. So it's decent if you want to watch that. And then that brings us to the newest one, Knock at the Cabin Door in the Woods. Just kidding. It's just called Knock at the Cabin. So overall, this movie, was really good. And I know it's doing really well at the box office, which makes me happy. Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, ran away with the movie. It's so good to see him act serious. And it shows that he actually is a talented actor. He's not just a wrestler. He's not just a funny, Disney character that makes goofy noises and just this big, ogre that is going to beat up people. His character was very haunting to me. He was terrifying, but he also made you want to be his friend. And those are the scariest characters and villains there are. And I don't even think you can call him a villain. That's the thing about this movie. The four people who they portray as in the trailer as bad people that come into this house and tie this lovely couple up and their adorable daughter. It makes them look like they're intruders and they're up to no good. But if you watch the movie, you'll see that there's so much more to this movie. And unfortunately, I did figure out the quote unquote twist, but I wasn't mad at it, right? It was kind of obvious. And I think most people will probably pick it up. But there's a lot of layers to this movie. The character acting was really well done. The little girl also stole a lot of scenes. She was good. Rupert Grint, again, was in it. If you don't know who Rupert Grint is, I know I keep saying his name because he was in Servant. He's from Harry Potter. So it's good to see him acting. But, he'll still be Ron Weasley to me every time I see him. But this movie kind of makes you think after you leave the theater. You're kind of like, what would I do in this situation? And it's got a good plot, and it's kind of pretty, I guess you could say, when they're outdoors. There's only about 6 people in the whole film. But I enjoyed it. So go see that movie. Make sure that Shyamalan knows that a lot of people still like his movies, and we want to be surprised and we want to have those twists. I know I do. I like to think in movies. And I was really happy with this movie. So because of Knock at the Cabin, I'm going to go back and rewatch Signs and see if I can find something else in it now that I'm 20 years older. What do you think? Do you like his movies? Do you not like his movies? Did you like Signs and you think I'm an idiot for not liking it? Tell me in the comments and let me know. Until then, keep celebrating cinema. Go to the movies. Go stream your movies. Do whatever you need to do. And I will talk to you later. Bye.